Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Maharakak giving double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who I learned this truth from, and to all the faithful locking throughout the four winds, continue pushing, and Lord willing, this will be an edifying video, and this is dealing with the mark of the beast. And this is from a video I was watching earlier today, and it's called Tomorrow's World, with over 135,000 subscribers. It's an Edomite channel, and I'm gonna let you brothers listen to what he has to say about this mark of the beast. And even Esau, Edom, knows that ancient Rome, or America, is ancient Rome, or that new revived Roman Empire. And the reason I say that, okay, is because I'm gonna let you brothers hear this video right here. I'm gonna play it and listen to what this Edomite says. Okay, so these Edomites know certain prophecies. So the title of the video is "The Mark of the Beast is Already Here," and it's not what everyone thinks. So let's play it.
The beast. Everyone wonders what it is, yet virtually everyone gets it
Wallace Smith, Tomorrow's World.
wrong. But today, you are going to learn exactly what the mark of the beast is. You're going to learn how the mark is present in the world today. And you're going to learn what you need to do about it now. Because in many ways that will surprise you, the mark of the beast is already here. We're going to show you.
Right, it's already here, and the mark of the beast is the microchip. Brothers be going into this topic every single day, every single minute, week, you name it. We're going into this topic. We're going into other topics dealing with prophecy. And the mark of the beast is the microchip. The microchip is the mark of the beast. Okay, and you got it already in places like Sweden. A heavy presence of the mark of the beast or microchip in the country of Sweden. Okay, which I believe Sweden is part of the European Union as well, or the EU. But one thing at a time. So let's keep on playing the video.
You right now on Tomorrow's World. Greetings and welcome to Tomorrow's World. Few concepts in Bible prophecy have generated more speculation than the book of Revelation's infamous mark of the beast. Today we will explain that mark. We'll also explain how it is present in the world today and show you if you or your loved ones are currently impacted by it. Regrettably, most today who create popular literature or videos about the mark of the beast fail to put the whole of God's word together on the topic, basing their ideas on the latest fads of technology, or simply their own ideas. Ironically, when you truly understand it, many of those same individuals show evidence of the mark of the beast themselves in their own ministries. Today, we're going to clear away all the confusion, open up the Bible, and let God's word explain to you the mark of the beast in the Bible's own terms, not made up ideas, human guesses, or unfounded conspiracy theories. We'll also be offering you one of our most popular free DVDs, The Antichrist and the Beast of Revelation. This collection of 3 Tomorrow's World programs explains the signs that will identify the Antichrist and the Beast of Revelation, including a full program.
By the way, the scriptures say there is many antichrists in the world. So that's plural, many antichrists. Not one antichrist, but many antichrists or anti-Amashiachim in the world. Anti means against. Christ is anointed, so many Amashiachim in the world. Amashiachim is anointed ones, or anointed. So it's not one man that people look for. It wasn't Barack Obama, although he is an antichrist. But this is dealing with a political system of men who regulate and control the whole entire globe. And we know it to be Esau, Edom, or who we call the so-called white man. The reason why we say so-called white man, because he's really red. He's not white. White is a color of purity and innocence. He's not white. I mean, yeah, he ain't white. He's red, okay? He's known as Esau, Edom. Edom means red. Okay, Edom means red. And in the Hebrew, it'll be Adawam, which means red. But anyway, let's keep on playing this.
Devoted to the mysterious number 666. Be sure to take note of the information you need to get your own free copy. no strings attached. The mark of the beast makes its appearance in chapter 13 of the book of Revelation. If you're familiar with our website, you know that we have a multitude of resources to help you understand this remarkable book. For now, let's just briefly set the stage. Revelation chapter 13 speaks of a powerful, blasphemous beast seen in a vision rising out of the sea. The Apostle John...
Listen closely. Speaking about the Apostle John, or John the Revelator, in the island of Patmos, he was receiving all these visions from the Lord. Listen closely. Listen to what this devil says here.
Recording the vision shown to him by Jesus Christ tells us that this beast is an individual empowered by the devil, worshipped by...
They are individuals. Okay, they're individuals of men. Okay, different men of the same bloodline, Esau, Edom.
The world, and in possession of unmatched military, political, and economic might, representing a revived version of the ancient Roman Empire.
That's it. Representing the revived version of the ancient Roman Empire. So politically, militarily, okay, and it's dealing with what? Esau, Edom, because if you look at the, I would consider NATO like the ancient Roman army, you know, like the backbone, okay, like, cause like NATO is like the backbone of the European army, or the European Union, excuse me, is the backbone of the European Union. Just like ancient Rome was the backbone of what? Its citizens, you know, or those that were in league with them. And they protected anybody that needed some type of military guidance or military assistance. And NATO does that what? NATO defends what? Canada, America, because NATO was created also too back in 1949 to counterattack Russia. I believe it was there in 1949, and the European Union, or the EEC, or European Economic Community, was established in 1957, and it was put into effect in 1958 through what you call the Treaty of Rome. No coincidence, right? So it's all spiritual, the Treaty of Rome. Okay, so you hear this devil just mention that America, or this beast system, is the ancient Roman Empire revived. Right. Okay, let's play a little bit more, then we're going to grab scriptures.
The free DVD that we're offering today identifies the world-ruling government that will be controlled by this beast, the region of the world in which it will rise, and the primary nation that will wield its power. But chapter 13 also describes a second beast, one that appears as a lamb but speaks as a dragon. That is, it looks like it's of Christ, the Lamb of God, but it speaks the teachings of the dragon, that is, the devil. This second beast, identifiable by the signs revealed on today's free DVD, represents the coming false prophet and antichrist, who will lead...
We're going to stop him right there. He has no understanding of Revelation, the 16th chapter and the 11th verse. Okay, but let's grab that first, and I guess we can move on here. He has no understanding. It's not a second beast. It's the same exact beast. And we're going to prove it through scriptures, the same exact beast. But let's grab Revelation chapter 13 and verse 11 first. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. And he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. That lamb, because a lamb is known as a calm animal, a innocent animal, right? And he had two horns like a lamb, and the horns represent power. Okay, two horns, and it goes into the power structure of Esau, or the political system, as far as the Democrats and the Republicans. Back in the ancient world, you had what you call the plebeians and the patricians. The patrician will be like the higher of the people in society, or whatever, or like where you get patriotism. And plebeians will be like the lower class people of society, the Democrats. Okay, the rule of the people, all for the people. Okay, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. So this particular beast, which is the same ancient beast, okay, had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Now, dragon could go back into Draco or the Draconia laws that were put in effect back then in the ancient world by Esau Edom. Same thing he's doing now or planning to do with his new world order, creating a one world government where everybody takes the mark of the beast, the microchip, and that's the only way you can survive or live in this society. And if you don't have that mark, Esau Edom is going to put you in prison, is going to kill you, or he's going to just demonize you. He's just going to try to get rid of you, okay? Or he's going to try to get rid of you. So, and a dragon is somebody that brings in those stiff, stern laws or false decrees, okay? And that's the same devils that are ruling the earth now, Esau Edom. Now, let's jump to Revelation chapter 13 and verse 3. And I saw one of his, matter of fact, Revelation 13:1, and I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, and the sea could represent the people, okay? And it's going to tell you in Revelation 17, when I jump to it, that the seas or the waters represent the people, just to back that up. But the sea represent the people, okay, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Now, back in the ancient world, you had what you call the Germanic tribes. I forget all of them now, but you had the Visigoths, the Sueves, the Herwelics, the Lombards. Oh, man, I forget. Then you had 7 heads. You had the Greeks, because Esau Edom's kingdom really began with the Greeks. Then it was the Romans. Then you had, I believe, the French, the British, the Germania Minor, Germania Major, and Spain, I believe it is, the 7 heads. I might be wrong. I got to go back and see it, but that's all right. Just a little loss of memory, not a big deal. Okay, and that was, Esau Edom's, pretty much the ancient Roman Empire being revived again in these days. And that happened during the time of, when Esau Edom began to come back into power, was during the time of the Renaissance period. Okay, around the 1350s, 1400 ADs. That's when Esau Edom began to rule. Okay, the Most High was bringing his devil up, nurturing him up to be the grand ruler of the earth. But the 10 horns, when you look at it, that goes into the European Union. Okay, when the European Union first began to be jumped on the scene. And after that, they probably, I believe they acquired another 19 European Union countries. And all these countries all were back during the time of the Roman Empire as far as the same people. Like the same, meaning the same power structure you have now were the same people ruling back then. And that's what I mean. Okay, the 7 heads and the 10 horns, Greek Edomites, Roman Edomites, Germania Minor, Germania Major, all Edomites. All right, and upon his horns, 10 crowns, and a horn represents power. Okay, and upon his heads, the name of blasphemy, right? Because all this devil does in this society is blasphemy. They blaspheme the Bible. They blaspheme the image of our Lord, of how the Heavenly Father looks, and how his son Yahweh Shai looks. They lie against the scriptures. They lie against the image of how the Israelites look. Okay, they just lie. They just make shit up as they go along. Verse 2, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as I got to go over this again, but I know the leopard represents the Greeks, whereas the feet of a bear, and I believe the bear is speaking about Russia, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. I got to go back into it. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. It's all good. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 3, and just to prove it's the same beast, because he said there's 2 different beasts. No, it's the same exact beast. So we gonna prove it. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 3, and I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wandered after the beast. Okay, when was this devil's wounds or heads healed? During the time of the Renaissance period. Okay, when his devil came back into power, that's when his devil's wounds were healed. Okay, and all the world wandered after the beast. So it's the same exact the ancient Roman Empire once again, because if you look into like, for example, reincarnation is very much biblical. Everything has a recycle of life. Everything recycles itself, or the Most High recycles life. Everything comes back. Okay, everything comes back. We come back in our lots. Ancient kingdoms come back in their lots. So the ancient Roman Empire is revived once again. Okay, so that wound was healed. The Most High brought him back to life. He revived him. And all the world wandered after the beast. So this devil, he had a deadly wound during the time of the Dark Ages, or when the Moors or the so-called Negroes or Israelites were ruling the earth for 1,000 years. That's when his devil's deadly wound was healed. I mean, when he received that deadly wound. But it was healed around the Renaissance period, AD, 1350s, 1400s AD. And this devil was in a low position for 1,000 years. But the Most High brought this devil back and healed that deadly wound. So he brought that Roman Empire once again, because if you look at ancient Rome and today's society here in America, or the European Union, they follow, or the United Nations, they follow every ancient deity. They amalgamate ancient Roman deities or ancient Babylonian deities into this melting pot here in America. They amalgamate all these different beliefs into this today's society, such as the virgin birth, okay, Semiramis and Tammuz, whether it goes back to the Babylonian, Nimrod, or goes back to the Egyptians. They follow the ancient Egyptian customs, they follow the ancient Babylonian customs, they follow the ancient Greek Roman Empire customs, they follow the Elamite customs. These devils are identity thieves. They have to use everybody else's identity in order to put themselves in a high pedestal, as if they came up with the history, or if they came up with the Bible, if they came up with the printing press, or these inventions, whatever it is, whatever you get into, these devils steal. They're identity thieves. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Okay? And his devil failed to mention in his video, which I believe he won't and never has, but it's dealing with the European Union. Okay? NATO and the EU, the European Union. NATO is the backbone of the European Union. Okay? So whose deadly wound was healed, and all the world wandered after the beast. That was during the time of Christopher Columbus. And when these devils came back into power, they started conquering the world. Because when you go to Genesis 27 and verse 39 through 40, this devil was given the blessing of the world. It says here, was given the fatness of the earth. And it says here, so this is Isaac speaking to Esau. Let's start at verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. Right, the fertile. When you look at that word fatness, you go into the definition, it goes into the fertile places, the fertile land. And something fertile means it produces a lot. Okay? Something fertile it has a high production rate. Okay? And if you look at how Esau, Edom, going into their imports, exports, they deal with every nation. Okay, or the nations that they deal with. That's why they created a European economic community. Okay, to bargain with other countries as well, or to bargain within themselves. And these devils do that. So America is like the highest consuming nation on earth. You know, they got the ports. They deal with China a lot. You know, they got the ports. They got the different ports, and you know, they just deal with other countries, okay? Imports and exports. So simple as that. I don't want to go too deep with it. That's easy, just imports and exports. Genesis 27 and verse 39. Verse 38, "On my father," and Esau lifted up his voice and wept. Verse 39, "And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold," and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, "Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above." So he will have the fatness and the rulership of the earth. That's why the scriptures say what? Esau in 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter, that Esau is the end of the world. Okay, meaning he's going to be the end of society as we know it. That's why you're going to have what? World War III taking place over there in the Middle East. But World War III is going to destroy completely, is going to completely annihilate and destroy America. Because this is the greatest kingdom on earth. Okay, they're in league with the NATO and the EU. Now Russia, although they're Edomites, they are not part of the beast. They're not part of NATO and the European Union, although they're Edomites. Because you got to remember, Yahweh Shai through prophecy said that Satan shall stand up against Satan. So it could be one Edomite nation that doesn't agree in another Edomite nation, but they're still enemies amongst each other. You see that just like during the time of the Diadochi Wars with the Greeks. The war for the successors of Alexander the Great that were brought up with him when he was a child. These were all Edomites fighting against each other during the time of the Diadochi Wars. Brothers can look up their history on that too. It's very important to bring out. Verse 40, "And by thy sword shalt thou live." Right, and that's the way Esau, Edom, or the so-called white man has been living and living his dream. And that's what? He conquered the whole earth, the society. He conquers the Native American Indians, which are Israelites here in America. He sold the Negroes, you West Indians, you so-called Haitians, to the islands. You so-called Puerto Ricans, you so-called Dominicans. Okay, he sold the so-called Negroes, the tribe of Judah, over here to the Americas. Okay, Virginia, Charleston, South Carolina, you name it. Okay, through slavery, and that's what this devil did. He made huge benefits off our downfall. The so-called white man made a huge benefit off our downfall. The reason why you got a lot of these Edomites surviving now with these benefits, they live in these high-rise buildings, these lofts, and they go to top-notch colleges and schools, is because their forefathers made a huge benefit off our blood, off our downfall. And that's the truth of it. All these college institutions were funded or founded by slavery. Just like the banks, it's all a connection. There's all a connection to it. So this devil, and the sword represents destruction. So this devil has been conquering the earth through destruction, through rape, rob, and murder. This is John chapter 10 and verse 10. "The thief cometh not, but for to steal, and to kill, and to destroy." So the thief cometh not, but for to steal, and to kill, and to destroy. "I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly." So when Yahushua spoke these words, the Roman Empire was ruling during that time. 2,000 plus years ago, the Roman Empire were ruling. So now what? This devil, how did he acquire America? By stealing, by murder, okay, by destroying. Okay, and Yahushua even said what? The kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and a violent take by force. You know, I think I mentioned it was John the Baptist that said that, but anyway, our people said it because our people were under the Roman Empire, so we knew who was ruling, and we knew who was taking us by violence. Okay, that was these Edomites back then with the Roman Empire. Okay, so the thief cometh not but for to steal, and to kill, and to destroy. Okay, this Revelation chapter 13 and verse 4, "And they worshiped the dragon which gave power unto the beast." Okay, and that dragon back in the ancient world, you had the higher elite as well over the Roman Empire, which were the elites, just like today's society. You got the so-called white men, you got the universal banking families over this government. The president has no say-so. The President of the United States has no say-so. Sleepy Joe Biden has no say-so. But the elites have the say-so, because the Most High gave the power and rulership and the earth into the hands of these devils. Okay, Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Okay, Revelation 13 and verse 4. And they worship the dragon, and he's also known as the red dragon. Okay, red, why? Because identifying him with Esau, Edom, because when you look at Esau, Edom, the story of Esau, Edom in Genesis, the 25th chapter, is dealing with him being what? Red. So you Edomites to try to apply ruddy to Esau, Edom, and King David said, nah, cut that shit out, man. King David was a Hebrew Israelite. He was a light-skinned brown man, but he was a brown-skinned man, and he wasn't no fucking Edomite, so it wouldn't really apply, no matter what you devils do, because King David is an Israelite from the tribe of Judah, and you Edomites are red by nature, and you Edomites are Edom, or Esau, Edom by nationality. Okay? That's your biblical nationality, Esau, Edom. And they worship the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. So once again, the NATO and the EU, the beast, right? And they worship the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with him. So America been a dominant force ever since military. Really, America's military is the greatest in the world. Okay, America's military is the greatest in the world. But now you got these other nations stepping up and saying, you know what, we got our military game up. We got our nuclear missiles ready to launch at you damn devils, at America, which they do. Okay, let them that say they are weak say I am strong, roughly quoting. Who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with him. At one particular time, a lot of nations and other nations, whether they were Esau, Edom, in Europe, or you know, the Germans or whatever it is, they couldn't make war with this devil. Okay, because America has been dominant in war, in military action. There's no doubt about that. Okay, so who is able to make war with them? Not too many people can make war with Esau, Edom, but now the tables are turning, and all these other nations are going to make war with this devil, are going to bring it to Esau, Edom. Anyway, verse 11 again. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb. So that's the same beast whose deadly wound was healed. Okay? And he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon, right? The Republicans and Democrats and the patricians and or plebeians and patricians, or patricians and plebeians. Okay? Esau's political system. And he spake as a dragon, and he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. So it's the same exact beast. Okay? And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on earth in the sight of men. Yeah, you look at World War I. Those fighter jets, I believe they call them dog fighters or whatever. Those are referring to the locust found written in Revelation, the 9th chapter. Those fighter jets. Okay, Esau, Edom was dropping bombs out of those fighter jets before World War II. Okay, he made fire come down from heaven, meaning from the sky. The sky could be referred to a heaven too. Okay. Verse 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean right hand or just on the right hand. It could also mean when you go into Revelations 20 and verse 4, 20 and verse 4, it will tell you. Revelation chapter 20 and verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them which were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua. And that what? John the Revelator, you know, he's seen brothers being put to death for the testimony of Yahushua. Okay? For the witness of Yahushua. Okay, and brothers are going to be put to death, because you're going to have brothers that are going to refuse Esau's new world order. They're going to refuse the microchip. And I saw the souls of them which were beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shai and for the word of God, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image. Right, his image refers to his beast system, his system of buying and selling. Okay, if you don't have that mark, you cannot buy or sell. Neither had received this mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with the Mashiach Yahweh Shai 1,000 years. So this is a future prophecy. Okay, and we know that the mark is already out there, but I'm talking about reigning with Yahweh Shai for 1,000 years. So Revelation 20 jumps around. So just to prove that point, upon their foreheads or in their hands, it could represent right hand or left hand, either or, because this devil is that desperate for you to get that mark. Okay, that way you can transact in society. And if you don't have that mark, you cannot make transactions in this society. It's not going to happen. So we love not our lives unto the death. Us brothers in this truth, we're not going to love our lives unto the death, meaning we're going to continue to fight. Doesn't matter what we're plagued by every single day, we're going to continue to fight through this. And that's something that weak ass niggas that don't have the spirit of prophecy cannot do, is give up, is fall out the truth, because they allow demons to fuck, or demons fucking with their mind. And you know, you got spiritual demons, Satan along with the demons fucking with brothers' minds to say, you know what, you don't want to do this no more. That's how you know you got the victory over these devils, if you continue to the end. Because these devils are trying desperately to stop you from prophesying. If you wasn't a man of the Lord, that would not be happening to you, man. Best believe that. If you wasn't a man of the Lord doing the works, this ain't no fantasy, man. This is a reality. If you were not a man of the Lord, everybody in the society will not come at you. Everybody in the society lives a fantasy. They don't live a reality. But the reality will soon come with them ICBM nuclear missiles touch down on America. That's going to be that reality. You're going to fucking melt. You ain't going to do nothing about it. But these people live a fantasy. Okay? Brothers literally really go through sufferings, man. Something that the people of this world don't have no idea or understand, because they don't suffer like we suffer. Okay, we suffer in doing the will of the Heavenly Father. They suffer on the left-hand side of something that they created for themselves. We don't have to create our own problems. You hear that, Adam About? We don't have to create our own problems to get jammed up by the police or the Romans. Anyway, okay, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. Just to back that up right quick. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16, and he causeth all. So all means all, both small and great, except for the elect though. Both small and great. So no matter how, if you're a child in a society, a kid in a society, or no matter if you're great in a society. Okay? No matter if you're an old man, or old woman, a young woman, it doesn't matter. He's coming for everybody. He's coming for everybody. That's why he rolls out all these incentives to dumb you niggas down so you can fall for that mark of the beast RFID microchip. Rich and poor, so it doesn't matter your status in society. Okay, a lot of NFL players are gonna require to get that. You got military personnel and people that go fight for the Army or the Navy that already have that mark. A lot of soldiers already have that mark. You could type in soldiers, United States soldiers that have the mark of the beast or the microchip, and they'll tell you free and bond. Okay, free and bond represents anybody out here free in society, which nobody's really free, and bond or in prison, whether you're in free out here in society or you're in prison by Esau Edom. Whether you're homeless, whether you're rich, whether you're great, it doesn't matter your status in society. He's coming for everybody. Okay? To receive a mark in their right hand or in the foreheads. Now, this demon in this video, which I don't know if he did in other videos, never went into the word mark. So we're going to go into it ourselves. G5480, the Greek word is charagma. Charagma.
G5480.
Charagma.
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 Okay, a stamp and a printed mark. Thing carved. A thing carved, true. Why? And this the root word for charagma. G5482, charax.
Strong's G5482. Charax. Charax.
Charax. To sharpen, root word etymology from karaso, to sharpen to a point, through the idea of scratching. So what? They use needles to push this RFID microchip into your body, right? They use a needle to push this RFID microchip into your skin. You got something called Neuralink that Elon Musk and certain scientists came up with to, you know, dealing with artificial intelligence, and also how you could turn on the computer by thinking, by a Neuralink. And the word neuro goes into nerve, or the nervous system. So they're gonna link your nerves into what? The computer system. So you're not gonna have any control of your body once these devils do that to a lot of you Jakes out there and a lot of you other Edomites. Okay? So you're being controlled by Esau, Edom. A pale or stake, a palisade. So I always mention a palisade, like you got wooden palisades, okay? Wooden palisades and other types of palisades. When you put like a fencing around, like orange fencing or some type of silk fencing, what they'll do, they'll puncture the palisade into the ground, right? So what you're doing, you're puncturing, excuse me, you're puncturing the palisade into the ground. So they're gonna use a needle to puncture a hole through your skin. Okay? And the ground is not your skin. So don't be fucking foolish now. Okay? A pale or stake, a palisade. Okay? So the root word for charagma is karax, which this devil didn't bring out. So that's what Esau Edom is going to do. Because you know the European Union and NATO are all going to agree with it. They're all in league with each other. So they're all going to agree with it. Although they have certain divisions amongst themselves, like Britain, okay, Brexit, the Brexit, which means the exit of the EU, okay? That's prophecy in the book of Daniel. And when Yahushua said Satan should stand up against Satan, Yahushua is the ultimate prophet. A prophet means to say before. So Yahushua told you what the outcome was going to be before it even happened. Okay? He told you what the outcome is going to be, and he's still telling you that the end of the world is gonna come by ICBM nuclear missiles. All the prophets are. Okay? We represent Yahushua. We worship Yahushua. We're telling you what's going to happen before it happens. Okay? To receive a mark in the right hand or in the foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell except he that had the mark. And that word save is except he that had the mark. Once again, that word for mark is charagma. When you go into the Bible, there's different words for mark. Okay, you got scopeo, you got shamar, which is a Hebrew word to watch or to observe. You got charagma, which is a physical mark. Scopeo is to scope somebody out, mark them to cause divisions. I believe that's Romans 16 and 17 or 17 and 16. I could be wrong. But mark them to cause divisions. And you got other types of marks in the Bible. So you have to always look up the Greek, the Latin, the Hebrew, or whatever language it is. We look everything up. Okay? You take it the further step. Okay, you have to desire the sincere milk. You have to grow in this truth. Our apostles tell us to what? Look up different words. Look up the Greek. Look up the Latin. Look up the Hebrew. Okay? Look up all these different words. Look, it doesn't matter what language it is. If brothers speak these different languages, they're going to look up these words. Like the word Lucifer, right? Means light bearer. Now in Portuguese, how you say light is luz. Luz. So luz means light. Aprenda luz, meaning to turn on the light. So we are Lucifer. I'm Lucifer. The brothers on the highways and byways are Lucifer. Now, of course, you got westernized minds that don't know anything. So, oh, you heard what he said? He said he's Lucifer. He's evil. He's the devil. No. Lucifer just means a light bearer. Just like you got the elites of society, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the Rothschilds, the Gettys, all these Edomites are assembled one with another. They're of the same bloodline. Doesn't matter who has more money, than each other. It's not a conspiracy. Okay, conspiracy means to plot evil against. They're the real conspirators, not us. Conspiracy theory. Nigga, it's true. They want to do away with us. What's a conspiracy? What does that have to do with us bringing the dirt on them? Okay, a conspiracy theorist. Nigga, it's true. They're plotting evil against the Hebrew Israelites. Psalms 83, they have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation. Obviously, they can't do that because we're still here. Okay, so verse 17, Revelation. So they're Lucifer on the left-hand side. We're Lucifer's on the right-hand side. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell except he that had the mark, right? Or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Okay? Here is wisdom. Verse 18, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, which that number of a man represents the whole nation of Esau, Edom, or the elites, the European Union, NATO, okay, the elites, that dragon, the beast system, and his number is 636, right? Goes into fucking bullshit, man. Ah, boy. Revelation chapter 13, verse 18. Okay, Chi Chi Stigma. Those are Greek words, so it goes into 666 as a numeral number. Okay, but we know this also dealing with a barcode. Now, of course, in society you have barcodes. Like you buy any product in today's society, you got a barcode. But your body is going to be that barcode, not necessarily a barcode like it might appear on a can of soda or a can of goods. Okay, a barcode, meaning your body's going to be registering what you buy and sell. It doesn't have to look like the same barcode that you see on those products. Okay, but you're gonna be owned by these devils, because now, okay, if you have that mark, that charagma, okay, they can control your spirit, your pineal gland, the way you think, what you could buy, what you can't buy. Pretty much you're going to be a robot. You see that? So Esau, Edom, his system, okay, his image is his system, okay? So you're gonna be locked into his image, into his system of what you can and cannot do in this society. You're gonna be locked into his system, okay? So he's gonna cause, meaning to make. He's gonna make all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Now, Esau, Edom, of course, you know certain prophecies, but that 666 barcode is going to be tied into Esau, Edom, or those anti-Amashiachiums, or Antichrist. Okay? So you heard him when he mentioned that America, or this beast system, is the new revived Roman Empire. And I just brought out whose deadly wound was healed. Right? In the waters. Matter of fact, y'all forgot to bring this out. Revelation, let's see if this works now. Revelation chapter 17. John the Revelator seen these visions in the island of Patmos, right? It's good. It's Revelation chapter 17 and verse. It breaks itself down where this beast or the whore will be sitting. Okay, which that whore represents America, be sitting in every place on earth. But that's Esau, Edom system, okay? But let me just get this, just to bring this out. And it breaks, see, the scriptures break itself down. Precept must be upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little, right? So it says here, Revelation, the 17th chapter and verse 15. And he saith unto me, the waters, the angel saith unto John the Revelator, the waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth, where America sitteth. Right? America is stationed everywhere in the world. You can't deny that. Even in countries that don't have to deal with the European Union, they're there. And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, or saw, where the horse sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. Tongues represents languages. It doesn't represent that gibberish bullshit that these fucking fake Christians be talking about. No, that's not what it's talking about. Okay, they can't even break down what the fuck they said. They ain't bad enough. They ain't even got no interpreter to translate it. They can't even break down what the fuck they said themselves. So, you know, don't take Esau, Edom serious, man, or these fucking fake Christians, man. Fake ass Christians. Okay? So the waters of the sea represent the people. So let's play more of this video. There's a lot more to bring out too, but don't want to overdo it. I'm on 40 something minutes. Wow. Okay.
A false version of Christianity and wield remarkable religious power, causing the people of the world to worship the first beast. Together, these two powers, the revived Roman Empire, a political, economic, and military juggernaut symbolized by the first beast, and the global...
I'm showing you that's Esau, Edom. The scriptures say what? Ecclesiastes chapter 4 and verse 16. In verse 16. There is no end of all the people, even of all that have been before them. They also that come after shall not rejoice in them. Surely this also is vanity and vexation of spirit. Okay? There is no end of all the people. So the ancient Roman Empire is revived all over once again. That's reincarnation. And it says here in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 15, that which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been. And God requireth that which is past. Right? Because the scriptures say what? In Ecclesiastes as well. There is no new thing under the sun. Okay? Verse 9. Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 9. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be. And that which is done is that which shall be done. So what? The ancient Roman Empire was revived by this by the Heavenly Father to be in rulership and power and have power of the earth and dominion of the earth. So Genesis 27, 39, and 40 is taking place fully in these times. Esau, Edom is the end of the world. So the Most High brought these devils back. This new revived Roman Empire is here. America, the European Union, the NATO. Their military backbone. America's military backbone and Canada's backbone, North America, what? Is NATO. NATO was created to what? Counterfight or counterattack or used to go against Russia. Another Edomite family, which are all Edomites by blood. So anyway, verse 9. Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 9. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be. And that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. Is there, verse 10, is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It hath been already of old time, which was before us. Ecclesiastes goes deep into reincarnation. If anybody reads these scriptures, even people in society say, a lot of people in society don't believe in reincarnation, but at the same time, you know what they'll say? Oh, there's nothing new under the sun. They'll repeat the same shit that people did back 200 years ago. Okay, 400 years ago. They still follow the same old deities of back to 3, 4, 5,000 years ago in Mesopotamia, in Shinar, Ur of the Chaldees. The same exact gods are here again. This reason why the Most High said it was revived, the Roman Empire was revived, that beast was revived because he brought him back to life to rule the earth once again. So they fell for 1,000 years after Israelites started taking seat in the Roman Empire. Okay, around 183 AD. Okay, Constantine the Great, also Marcus Aurelius. Well, Constantine the Great came around 325 AD. But the Moors were ruling for 1,000 years, and that's biblical and secular history. Anybody type in Byzantine Empire, how long it lasted, it'll tell you roughly 1,100 years, 1,000 years. Okay? 1,000 years. That was a complete day right there, 1,000 years. Okay? Where the Moors ruled for 1,000 years. So there's no new things under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun. So everybody comes back and plays their lot once again in this society. There is nothing new under the sun. He's going off on a lot of things, but we're not here to correct him. We're here to bring out the scriptures as Israelites and just let these devils be Esau, Edom as they are, and just let them snare themselves in. We don't give a fuck. Damn devils.
Religion, symbolized by the second beast, will mercilessly persecute.
Well, if that was us, we would have grabbed what? The beast and a false prophet. But I don't want to jump around, you know what I mean? But the beast and a false prophet. Yes, Esau, Edom has what? The Roman Catholic Church as that false prophet. Okay? The European Union has that false prophet or that beast, Salaki, or that false prophet to represent him in a lot of his religious aspects. So, you know, that's the beast and a false prophet, or they're connected, the false prophet. But the false prophet is not the mark of the beast. I'm just saying that Esau Edom used the false prophet as his representation as well. Okay, in this society, like the popes, these pedophile popes.
True followers of Jesus Christ at that time, leading to Jesus' return to conquer all nations and to inaugurate the kingdom of God. It is in
the Edomites cut themselves. I thought 1948 was an established empire and kingdom. The laws are still slack. There's still homosexuals running around rapid. There's lesbians. There's pedophiles. There's murderers. There's gangbangers. There's extortioners. There's drug dealers. There's corrupt politicians. The laws are slack in this land. So that cuts the 1948ers. Right? He just said that Jesus, as he calls it, has to come back. Right? So that means the kingdom is not established yet.
Context of these two powerful individuals and the systems they control.
Hey, you know, it's funny. It's popped in my mind how Apostle Tahar says, when it comes to prophecies, Great Millstone is numero uno. When it comes to this Bible, it's not because, oh, it's Great Millstone as a title on the, okay? No, it's because it's the spirit of prophecy in the men of the Lord. Revelation 19:10. The spirit of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy. Why do you think a lot of these other Israelite camps don't have the spirit of prophecy in them? Because they're not of the Most High. Can the Most High use some of these Israelite camps? Yeah, of course he could do that. Just to, you know, agree with us. Okay, fine and dandy. You know? But when it comes to prophecies, you already know who got this truth. Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushua, which uses the men of the Lord, which are the men of the Lord, which are the brothers, the apostles, the brothers in Great Millstone, and brothers that have the same teachings. You see that?
Need of the mark of the beast. Speaking of the false prophet and how he supports the worship of the first beast, prophecy tells us in Revelation 13, beginning in verse 16, he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor.
It makes perfect sense, because when Esau Edom was brought back into power, right? You had what you call the Roman, around the Renaissance period, that Christopher Columbus could not come here unless it was approved by the popes of Spain, or Castile, or Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand, or the other popes. So it makes perfect sense why they would be connected, the beast and the false prophet. Perfect sense. You see that? So they couldn't come here to the Americas unless they were sanctioned or commissioned or sent by these popes, which had a higher elite system and dragon over them at that time as well. Just like the elites of today's society, Esau Edom.
Free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their foreheads. and that no one may buy or sell except one who has the mark.
Right, so you cannot buy or sell unless you have that mark, that charagma. Society, you cannot buy or sell in this society unless you have that physical mark. It's not Christianity, it's not philosophies. If it was Christianity, we would have already been destroyed. Because we was already following false gods in the ancient world. Dumbass niggas.
Today, it has become common to claim that the mark of the beast will be a computer chip, perhaps placed under people's skin, on their hand or on their forehead, so that no one can buy or sell unless they accept the chip. Some have worried that government identification, such as social security numbers, represent this mark.
Lie. Okay, because the Apostle Paul called himself, I'm a Roman citizen, but he told you he was a Hebrew Israelite by nationality. Being a citizen in this society doesn't make you an American. Like, for example, if I had an American citizenship, I'm not gonna say I'm an American, okay? No, because I know I'm a Hebrew Israelite by my blood, by my father's lineage. That's how lineage is determined, by the father's seed line, not by no fucking social security, not by no American citizenship. No, we are who your forefathers are. You are who your forefathers are. So that cuts that people believe that social securities and birth certificates and citizenship papers are the mark of the beast. No, because the Apostle Paul had what? Documentation that showed that he was a Roman citizen. Back then he had it. So that's easy to cut that right there, but
That the growth of biometric scanning, such as using your fingerprint to turn on your phone, might be the beginning of the mark of the beast. But as we will soon see, though technology may be employed to communicate information related to the mark, these things are absolutely not the mark itself, not according to your Bible. Another mistake is confusing the mark of the beast with the number of the beast, as though they were one and the same. You'll notice that verse 17 mentioned both of these, and verse 18 elaborates.
it still connects because it's dealing with Esau Edom's system. I understand what he's saying, but it's gonna be, your body is going to be that computer chip. That mark is gonna be in you, and that barcode is going to be in your body, your mind, what you can buy or what you can't buy. Okay, it's a physical mark. Obviously, Esau Edom doesn't control none of us now. He's having a hard time with these videos we putting up. This devil can't control nobody on earth. He can't even keep his people under control. That's just showing you that he don't control nobody with no fucking mark yet. Okay? But the people that have received the mark of the beast, okay, in Revelation, the 13th chapter in Sweden, they're gonna be put to death. They already got that mark. They're being controlled. Okay, they already got that mark. Okay? But this devil is wants to have full control of your spirit, of your body, of your mind.
On the ladder.
So it all connects. I know what he means, but it all connects to this devil's system, his image.
Who has understanding, calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. His number is 666.
Now, remember, he just mentioned that the ancient Roman Empire, okay, was revived again, right? So if you used to go on his common board and ask him, what race were the Roman emperors? What race were they? Who was ruling the Roman Empire? And the answer he should be given is the white man. That's or the so-called, we say so-called because Esau Edom is red. Esau Edom was ruling during the time of the Roman Empire. That's a nationality of people that are ruling the earth now. Okay, so that's the answer he would give us. Not the revived empire and this. He didn't tell you who it is. We're telling you it's Esau Edom. Okay, we're telling you it's Esau Edom, the so-called white man. The earth. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked during the time of the Renaissance period. Type in the age of exploration and see what happened to the southern and northern kingdom of you jakes all over the world. Type it in. Who conquered you? The so-called white man, Esau Edom, red man. Not the rapper, but red man. The red man. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So if it ain't Esau, Edom, then who the fuck can it be? The Arabs don't rule the earth. The Israelites, the Negroes don't rule the earth. We the majority in the prison systems in America. America has the highest prison population of Negroes out of everywhere on earth. We have the highest population in the prison systems. You Latinos, you so-called Puerto Ricans, you so-called Boricans, you so-called Arawakans, you so-called Tahinos, okay, you so-called Dominicans, you so-called Haitians, you so-called Benjamites. I mean, you so-called West Indians. You so-called what? Native American Indians, man. He covered the faces of the judges thereof, and he did that. He covered the faces of the Israelites. Okay, with iconoclasm during the time of the Renaissance period. He covered the images of how our Father looks, how his Son looks, how Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai looks. Until his day, he still does that. He says, okay, you're not the Israelites, but we're the only ones that fit that description, because you can't find nobody else on this earth that fits that description. So you know what they do when they find out that you're an Israelite? They try to say, oh, the Bible is not real, because these devils are severely cut. And I do mean they're so penetrated that their body language, they have to switch body language. When they come up against us, they have to switch how they really act and what they really want to say around us. You know what I'm saying? But these devils are cut. Okay, you can see it in their body language, man. You can see it the way these Edomites come at us. Okay, flagging brothers' videos. Now they just flagged, not flagged one of my videos, but they gave me a age-restricted video, right? Oh, this is for, this is not a strike, but we just gave you for age restriction. This is not for viewers underneath 18. Oh no, why you giving, but how about when you giving these kids a choice to become a transgender at an early age? Is that, what's that? That's an unrighteous decree, and they're 8, 9 years old. Is that not a violation of nature and life itself? One state has this law, one state has that law. Oh, you got to be 18 to drink in this state. You got to be 18 to drive in this state. But no, you can't be 18 in this state to drink. You have to be 21 to drink. Bestiality is legalized in this state, but it's not legalized in that state. But the state that the bestiality is not legalized, you got same-sex marriage. Is that acceptable for viewers underneath 18? Esau, Edom, huh? Let's ask you that question. Fucking devil. Okay, so that's when he covered the faces of the judges during the time of the Renaissance period. Okay, he covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So the Most High is asking, if not where, then who is he? Who the fucking is devil? Who the hell could be ruled? Ask this devil who controls the earth. Ask this devil who governs the earth. Okay? If you tell him that's Esau, Edom, then he'll be like, oh no, it's not talking about Esau, Edom. It's not talking about Esau. Esau's done away with. You know, that devil probably put up a fight, which it won't be a good fight, but he'll probably put up a fight against the Israelites. Just like Vocab Malone does. Oh, they're done away with. Yeah, but Joab did not destroy all the male seeds of Edom. I believe Hadad or Agag, Hadad fled into Egypt. Okay? And Joab came way before the Persian Empire. You knew what Edomites were around the Persian Empire. Haman and his bloodline. Okay, after the Persian Empire, what Edomites were around? Okay? I ain't even mentioned the Babylonian Empire during the time of the Babylonian Empire, but that's what after the Babylonian and the Persians. Haman. After the Persians, it was what? The Greeks. Philip II of Macedon. Alexander the Great. They came out of the stock of Esau, Edom. Okay? They were strangers to the Persian blood. I believe it says that in the book of Esther. I forget where it's at, but they were strangers to the Persian blood, meaning there were not no Elamites as well. There were not no East Indians as well. And who was the Herodian dynasty during the time of the Hasmonean dynasty? The Herodian dynasty came about. Okay, underneath the Romans, really. Who was that? Idumea, Esau, Edom. Idumea is just the Greek way of saying Edom. So Esau, Edom was what? Underneath the higher elite Edomite family during that time, which were the Romans. So who is that? So right now, today, so who is the new revived Roman Empire? Esau, Edom. So these devils be like, oh, Esau never existed. Esau, well, he existed here and they were done away with. There's no end of all the people I just read to you. So all these people talking about, oh, Joab killed them all. No, he did not. No, he did not. And by the way, Ishmael was popping Ishmaelite women. When you read Genesis, the 36th chapter, you had Ishmaelites, that, Edomites that might appear to be Ishmaelites too. How about that? Can't say it's a lie. He was also popping Hamite women to get his pigmentation back. And Ishmaelite women. Okay, because Ham and Ishmael are two dark races. The Arabs are dark race of people, and Ham are. So why did he go fuck them in Genesis the 36th chapter? So he left a seed amongst them too. So that means he's never done away with. So you got to be careful with you Christians don't know the Bible, man. Leave it up to us. And if I have a slip of the tongue, I'm going to go on the comment board and make a correction video. But I hate when I have a slip of the tongue because it bothers my spirit. But brothers know what I mean. Brothers know what I mean. Okay, I ain't got to go into more, man. Giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Harakakudashin, Shalom, man. Barakatham to all the Akim, Akwathium, pushing his word throughout the four winds. Continue pushing. Okay, well, the Akwathium should be listening in. Okay? Shalom. And the brothers, the Akim, should be pushing this word.